Friday. I'm Jennifer from the Somerset County Family Community Health Science Department, and we're here in the kitchen making honey cinnamon almond protein balls. These truly are one of my family favorites. I think I've made them now once a week for several weeks. They're the perfect sweet nutrient just bite when you're craving something. So I'm going to show you how simple it is to make. Give you some tips on how to make them and making it part of your meal planning and meal prepping. I know we're in National Nutrition Month, so we've been talking about that a lot. So simple ingredients for this one, I'm going to use almond butter. It just really goes well with this recipe. You certainly can use any other kind of nut butter. I use a lot of peanut butter for other recipes, but we're going to use the nut butter. So if you're using any natural nut butter, you'll see that when you open it, there's going to be a lot of that oil liquid at the top. That's okay, it's just separated out from, and so just take your spoon and just mix that all together. You want to use the creamy, drippy peanut butter because this is going to be the moisture that's going to hold your balls together, okay? If you didn't use this drippy kind, it would be very, very dry. So once it's all incorporated, it's good to go. So we are going to take half a cup. So I'm just going to measure out about half a cup. Again, it's not precise measurements because with these protein balls, you might need to add a little extra than the half a cup if you feel like the dough is very dry. If you want to double your recipe, of course you can use 1 full cup, because they will go fast, I promise you. So I'm just trying to not make a huge mess here. Okay, so that's about half a cup. We'll see if we need more. It just smells so good, the almond butter. And you can find it in your grocery store, sometimes in the natural aisle. This was not an expensive brand. It actually was located with the regular peanut butter and jelly, and you'll just see natural butters and you'll find the almond butter there, so not hard to find. Okay, so we have a half a cup of the butter. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of honey. I'm running low here. I'm going to have to order more of my local natural honey. So again, about 3. And this is going to give it natural sweetness. We're not adding any sugar to this. I've seen recipes that call for vanilla extract. I'm not even adding that to this. So, now we got our nice drippy honey. Okay. Then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This really tastes like a Teddy Graham. It's going to be a great alternative. And again, you can be generous with that. Okay, flaxseed meal. This is fantastic. It's a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. So I have half a cup of the flaxseed meal. You can find that in the baking aisle. And I have 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Right, we did our chia pudding and chia 101 earlier this month, so 1 tablespoon of that. And then for the cup, I'm using vanilla protein powder. I like to use that because it doesn't have a lot of flavor. You certainly can use chocolate if you'd like. All right, I'm just going to give this a gentle mix just to incorporate it together. But my hands are washed, and I'm going to get in there with my hands because you really want to make sure the dough is really combined, and that's how we're going to form our balls. Okay, I'm just going to get in there now with my hands. I took my rings off. Okay, so you just kind of mix it all together. You'll see how super quick this is. I like to do a lot of my meal prepping on Sunday evenings, so I will make usually a double batch of this. And it stores really nicely in an airtight container in your fridge. My serving size that I like to use is 2 balls for a serving. It's a great mid-morning snack. I bring that to work with me. So before lunch, when I'm craving something, or in the afternoon, that's when I tend to use it. Okay, so you can kind of see the consistency here. It's still moist, but not dripping. That's the kind of consistency that you want. And then to add a little chocolate, right? Chocolate is good for us, especially the dark chocolate. I have what am I using? 2 tablespoons of the mini chocolate chips. You do want to use the mini because the big chips are really too big for this because you're just rolling this into a small ball. So you just want to incorporate all the chips into the dough. And there you have it. There's your dough. Okay, so if this was feeling a little dry for you, you can add a little bit more peanut butter. which it kind of does. So I'm just gonna add one more scoop here. Okay. And there you go, that is the recipe. I will post it in the comments below. So what you're gonna do is just take a piece of the dough, roll it into a ball, and I'll show you the size. I just make them bite-sized, I don't make them huge, right? So they're about that big. And then I just put them on a plate or a tray. These are fantastic because they're no bake, so this is something really fun that your kids can help with in the kitchen. They want to get their hands in the bowl and touch that dough. Some of them are sometimes bigger than others. They don't need to be in a perfect circle, so it's just a very forgiving, fun recipe. So if you search through our video history, I have made several different versions of energy balls. A lot of times I will use the quick oats and the drippy peanut butter and honey and the flaxseed. That's kind of the go-to ingredients. So if you stock up that and have it in your pantry, you can make all different kinds of energy and protein balls. The peanut butter ones that I mentioned, that also has coconut flakes in it. So that is a fun one with the oats. And then there was another one that I did that used dates. I know we're coming into spring and Easter's around the corner. Everybody thinks spring vegetables and carrots. There's a great carrot energy protein ball recipe that I did using shredded carrots, which is a great source of vitamin A, and the dates, which is a fantastic source of fiber and just natural sweetness. So look for those recipes. So there we go. This will make about 12 to 14 balls depending on how big your size is. So right now I'm up to 7. And then after you put it on your plate or your tray, you're just gonna leave it in the fridge, maybe about 15-20 minutes, just so that they firm up and stay cool. And then, like I said, just leave them in an airtight container. They won't last a week if you just make this recipe. If you double it, maybe it'll last a week. You can also freeze them. And one tip that I like to do when you're freezing, so if you are putting it, and if you're freezing anything, whether it's meatballs, protein balls, even blueberries, put them on a tray, freeze them so that they freeze in their shape. If you stick them all in a bag, then they are going to get stuck together. So that's my tip on freezing tiny pieces of food or food in the ball shape. So I am making some of these a little bigger, so I'm going to get less. I might just get my dozen here. It smells so good using the almond butter. I don't know if you've ever used that before. Comment below if you tried almond butter. It's just a good alternative to peanut butter. And we'll probably get 1.5 more. We'll get a real tiny one. Okay. So there we go. I want to get every drop. You don't want to let any of this nutrition go. So when I say packed with protein and fiber and the omega-3 fatty acids, it's great for energy. It's great to help keep your focus, to keep you feeling full. All right, that one's tiny. I see the difference. Doesn't matter, right? They're all going in the same place. So there are our honey almond protein balls. And like I said, your kids will love them. Instead of eating sugary chocolates and cookies, they can reach for this and really pack in the nutrition. So check out the recipe below in a few minutes. And like I said, go back, and if you love energy balls, go back to the other videos. You'll find them there. Have a great weekend.